Before her, getting a dog felt transactional, like buying furniture, something you own, no real emotion, no expectations. We had a neighbor who talked to her dog. We laughed, said loneliness had affected her mind. Then a small creature walked into my life. I thought I was training her, teaching obedience, teaching structure, teaching her to be a good dog. But without knowing it, she was softening something hard in me. There is a kind of love that doesn't negotiate. It doesn't ask what you achieved today. It doesn't measure your tone. It doesn't keep score. It simply waits. 14 years. 14 years that reshaped things inside men no human ever could. She did it without knowing, through unconditional love. Sometimes I was angry. I snapped. And within seconds, as if nothing happened, she'd look at me the same way, same wagging tail, same love, as if to say, I love you, no matter what. I don't know anything but love. There is something unsettling about being loved like that. Because you start asking, do I deserve this? Not admiration, not respect, just joy, because I walked through the door. We spend our lives adjusting ourselves to remain acceptable, a little more successful, a little more composed, a little more useful. But this kind of love requires none of that. It doesn't care about your resume, or your mood, or whether you were kind 5 minutes ago. It just stays. Her love grew in my heart over time. And how could it not? She was the creature that loved me most, and more importantly, loved me without conditions. I'd come home, and she'd greet me as if she'd received the greatest gift of her life. I'd wonder, what is this joy? What is this greeting? Do I deserve all this celebration? I reached a point where, if someone offered me vast amounts of money, I wouldn't have given her up. Not everything is measured in money. What she gave me cannot be priced, cannot be bought, cannot be replaced. Money can buy status. Money can buy polite treatment. Money can buy many things, but it cannot buy unconditional love. A love so real, you don't need to question its reasons or its intentions, or verify its purity. As she grew older, I feared that moment. I watched it approach slowly, heavy, and when she became ill in her final days, she would sleep beside me, at my feet. I'd wake up every half hour to check on her, and every time, she'd lift her head with difficulty for a few seconds, but they were enough, as if she was saying goodbye, as if she was saying, I'm sorry, I can't continue. I would thank her and pet her, as if to say, no, thank you. Thank you for what you did to me, for the change I didn't ask for, but needed, for a love I never found among humans. 14 years. She understood me with a glance, without words. Strange. Some people never understood even my words, and she understood me in silence. Then the moment came. the one I knew was coming. I thought I was prepared. I wasn't. Despite knowing in advance, it broke my heart. I cried as I hadn't cried for many people who left me. When that presence disappears, the house doesn't change shape, but the silence becomes heavier. You open the door, and for a split second, you still expect that unconditional joy. Then you remember. No one waiting behind the door, no wagging tail, no look asking, "Why were you late?" The first days were heavy. My tears would arrive before me. I'd open the door and wait for her. For a few seconds I'd forget, then remember. Time passed. I began to accept what happened. After a year, my family tried to get another dog, but I refused. Yes, I love dogs, but I cannot live that experience again. Not fear of love, fear of loss. And in any case, the new dog wouldn't be her. It's not comparison. Every soul has its own mark, but some marks don't repeat. People say, you can love again, maybe. But unconditional love isn't about replacement. It's about imprint. Some beings leave a mark so pure that it changes how you understand love forever. And maybe that's the lesson. Not that love without conditions lasts forever, but that once you experience it, you can never pretend you don't know what it feels like. Some fears don't disappear with age. They just grow quieter, more familiar, less embarrassing, until one day, that presence is gone, and you're standing at the door, perfectly aware that some loves leave marks that never fade. Some marks don't repeat, and hers never will. Her name